What's up, college football fans and Mean Green fans? Snowy Valenta here once again with the Mean Green Show, and tonight joined by Miles, and we are going to get into the final game of the season. North Texas welcomes UTSA to Apogee for a Texas-size finale. Guys, before we get into all that, you already know the drill. If you're a fan of college football recruiting, the G5 football world, transfer portal, coaching carousel, conference realignment, any or all of the above, consider hitting that like and subscribe button because that is truly all that we talk about. Miles, all right, man. As I swiftly approach the ripe, wise age of 30, I've gotten more emotional in my elderly years, and I realize you and I have only been doing this together for about a year now. I mean, approaching a year. I think we started doing this together in January. So this is our first season doing this together. But this potentially could be the last game that you and I preview for North Texas with Coach Luttrell as the head coach. It's the possibility. Mm-hmm. So before we get into this game, what are your thoughts on that matter of Coach Luttrell and how he's, he started off 1-6. Got completely destroyed by UAB and Marshall in a humiliating fashion. And years prior to this, it's been about average. We had some good times, but then we went through some average times. And, so what are your thoughts on Coach Luttrell now? And do you think this is all or nothing for him, this game? And, just catch us up on your thoughts on the matter.
I think it's kind of hard to, I don't know. I mean, it's really hard to predict what happens after this game because the fact that they were 1-6 going into, who was it? Was it Rice? It was Rice. We lost to Liberty and then we went to Rice at 1-6. And the fact that we've won 4 in a row and a game against a team over 500 in UTEP, I think that UNT fans might not like it, but I think that's worthy of keeping him. And this probably won't be the last time we see him as the head coach here. That's not signifying we make a bowl game because I don't know. This task this week is pretty tough, but I just don't think that winning 4 in a row and then what if you beat UTSA but losing a bowl game? That's not fireable offense. I mean, you just be a top 25 team, and that's the thing. You're playing a top 25 team at home. That's never happened at Apogee Stadium. Hadn't happened at a UNT home game that either Fouts or Apogee since who knows when. So it is a big opportunity this Saturday for Seth to show that he got the guys ready and they are prepared to play against the best team they played all year. This is by far the best team they played. SMU, they aren't the best team they played all year. They have major flaws, and we exposed a few of the flaws. But this is going to be, it's not a make or break now. At the beginning of the year, I mean, Louisiana Tech and UAB were kind of make or break, but now, we're almost at bowl contention. I might be completely wrong, but I just feel like that he unfortunately has solidified next year. Not unfortunately, but he's solidified his job for next year just because of, you're almost at bowl contention after being 1-6. Come on. Even if there were not good teams, that's still kind of impressive. I mean, beating UTEP was on a roll. I mean, they were 6-2 or 6-3. That's not bad. I mean, even though they weren't the best of games, it's not bad. So, I don't think this is the last game we see. Last game of preview with Seth Luttrell as the head coach with his
Yeah, guys, let us know in the comments below what you think about Miles and I's takes on Seth Luttrell. CMC forever. I'm talking to you right now. I want to hear from you. I really do. If you got a YouTube account, let me know in the comments below. I really, really want to hear your take on this. But okay, so for better or for worse, it sounds like at 5-7, we're gonna roll with Luttrell potentially in your mind. So, man, you got to give it to we're down Jair Shorter, Deontay Simpson, Tommy Bush, 3 wide receivers, boom, off, just gone, out. Oscar Attaway out, get blown out again by those teams. We got 1-6, but you got the team in a position to where this game means something for us. I mean, like, yeah, it could be bowl eligible. Unfortunately, it's against an 11-0 undefeated ranked UTSA team. So, I mean, the likelihood is rather slim, but it's the end of the season and we're still playing for something meaningful. So it's exciting. But in the hypothetical world, if UTSA comes in and curb stomps North Texas, like you and I walk away to, I'm talking like 42-10, something like that.
That's a major possibility. That could definitely happen. Here's the thing, though. This is their Super Bowl. This is UTSA's Super Bowl. They're gonna go out there and they're gonna be so mad. They're trying to get revenge from 2019. I don't know if you were there or not. We beat them 45-3.
Yes.
We beat them so bad. The camera was on the Pope for half the game. I mean, it was just they're probably so mad. Half those players weren't even there, but Frank Harris is probably going to throw for 400 if we're not ready. But now here's the thing. I don't think he will. Our defense, second in college football and most improved.
Okay. Let's get ready to bridge over to that. All right. So, but if Latrell was to, this was his final game because they decided to make a change. I think a fear of ours as fans is, are we going to lose this talented roster that he's built up, this young, talented roster? We got the Murphy twins. We got Gaddy. We have an offensive line that's really coming along, and Gabe Blair. And is it Rod Brown, the defensive tackle, the freshman?
Yeah, Rod Brown. I think he's going to be playing this week. I don't know if he played last week or not, but past few weeks, I don't think he's played. But we need him. We need as many people as possible.
Rod Brown. But I'm just saying, like, so we have very talented young players that we are scared that if Seth Latrell is shown the door, they're going to leave. That's just the reality of the situation. I don't even like verbalizing that because that would be horrible. And then the new guy would have a total rebuild potentially. So that's a concern. But again, a 42-10, hypothetically, I don't know what, I don't know. Can a new guy get in here and start promising the world of these young, talented kids, and meaning it, obviously don't sell a used car that, is going to crap out, but we'll see. One thing I'll say as a pitch to maybe if any players listen to this, to hopefully they stay, you kind of get a transfer without having to transfer. A new staff comes in, maybe you mesh well with this staff, maybe you don't. Transfer the following year, maybe give them 1 year and just stay in here for God's sakes, and let's just see what happens if this is Latrell's last game. If it's not, then hey, rock on. You know what I mean? If magic can happen and we pull off an upset, again, rock the hell on. So that would be awesome. But all right, so kind of previewing this game a little bit, you're saying you don't think Frank Harris is going to throw for 400. Yeah, why do you feel that way? Well, I mean, give us some logical reasons to believe that.
Well, I mean, you're going to North Texas secondary is not the most stout, and that's not a pun to Upton stout, but they're not like they were in 20. They weren't that good in 2019. They're not that good like they were in 2018. They don't have the depth, but I just don't see him really, because UTSA is more of a run first team. This looked like Sincere McCormick is a great running back. That's going to be the biggest problem. Stopping Frank Harris from running, stopping Sincere McCormick from running.
Their receivers are huge.
Their receivers are very big. That's probably the biggest differential in this whole team, because overall, I think North Texas and UTSA are about the same. Not in ratings wise. I'm talking about like size wise. The only thing they aren't the same as is in secondary versus wide receivers. That's big. That's a big worry. But I mean, North Texas, you don't always have to have the biggest defensive backs to play good. They just have to have the basic techniques down, no penalties, which has been something that North Texas has not had in the past few weeks, which is very good. But I just can't see this team allowing 400 plus yards to someone like Frank Harris. I mean, he's a great quarterback for sure, but I don't think Mordecai even had over 400 yards. Did he? I don't remember him even getting close to 400 yards. I mean, North Texas not dominated, but they've held a lot of good quarterbacks under 300 yards. Dylan Hopkins does not count. I just feel like, because I mean the stats even show North Texas defense has improved so much from last year. I mean it's unbelievable how much they've improved, and you gotta give all the credit to Phil Bennett. He's looks like he's already changed a culture on defense that was really bad. Clint Bowen was a terrible defensive coordinator. They did not know what they were doing. Even though people might not like it, I mean Phil Bennett has done wonders, and this North Texas defense is going to hold, and this is a bold statement, they're going to hold them under 42 points. They're going to hold them under 40 because this is a big game for North Texas. This is like SMU part two. I feel like we're going to have the same result. Hopefully not the same result. I want them to win, but the same first half. I feel like it's going to be the same first half because look at SMU's offense. They would plow over UTSA offensively if they were all healthy, and North Texas held them to 7 points at halftime. This is just a game where North Texas on a 4-game winning streak. Your confidence is very high. You're playing against a rival, they're top 25, and you're at home. It's just a recipe for success defensively, in my opinion.
Okay. So if you say we can hold them under 42, what do you think we can hold them to realistically? I mean, do you think
Probably
20?
41.
Oh man.
No, I
Okay.
think,
Like
I mean,
30.
realistically, I don't know, because UAB's defense is good. They held them to 52 rushing yards. That's
Yeah.
really, really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they aired it out. So if North Texas is going to do the same thing, they're going to have to stop them on passing wise. But I
I
don't
mean, what
know.
do you realistically think is the was something like that we can hold them to? Is it 35, 28? I mean, what do you
I don't think we can hold them under 30. That seems like a really
okay.
big tall
So
task.
it's going to be,
I
they're
think
going to
like
put up 30, 30,
38 sounds
35,
right.
38, somewhere around there. Okay. And man, I really feel like the key to this game is going to be our that the defensive line, the Murphy twins, Dion Novilli, not Jackson. I mean, Frank Harris, real quick, in the limited post-game interviews I've seen of him this season, seems like a real humble guy.
Oh,
Just
he is.
he really seems like a great guy. So, but nevertheless, in order to probably have any shot at this, they're going to have to, just mess him up. I mean, not hurt him, but I mean, I really don't want to see him get hurt. I mean, I do mean that, but
That was
I,
2019. That was his last game at Apogee. He got hurt.
yeah,
So,
and that truly is unfortunate. Like,
mhm.
I mean that sincerely. No sincere McCormick, pun intended either, but they are going to have to, hit him a lot though. I mean, that's the only way. I mean, I think our D line can do it if their motor can stay uptick the whole game, and that's a tall order to ask too, especially if they're getting completions and a lot of first downs and a lot of big home run plays like our defense has let happen in the past this season. But yeah, the defensive line is going to have to freaking ball out. So hopefully they can do that and slow down McCormick and again make Harris very uncomfortable. That will probably be our only shot. And again, maybe trying to keep that down to the low 30s, at best. But okay, so that brings us to the offensive side though. So if they're going to score, let's just say they score 30, or whatever. Can our offense put up 30 plus against UTSA's defense? I mean, okay, Austin Ani, if anybody, again, to the players, if anybody can get a message to him, win or lose, I'd love to have Austin Ani on here. I feel like he's taken so much crap from myself included and everybody who covers North Texas independently and all this jazz. We all just jab him to death, I feel like. So, and he just,
Right.
I don't know, he's I'd love to talk to him, and I think he has a really interesting story. So whatever. But again, though, against FIU, we're talking 50% completion rate, a good, over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns in the air, 1 on the ground. But we're playing our receiver room. I feel like our receiver room is getting better by the weeks. I do feel like that. I feel like when we had all those injuries and DeTravion Brown and Roderick Burns, DeTravion Brown, Hatib Lyles, like all these people are starting to, I feel like, get better as the weeks go on, as opposed to right when all these injuries happen and they were just kind of thrown into the fire and it was, not as productive as it's been kind of as of late. And it also might be a reflection of the talent that we've been playing has dipped. But good God, yeah, I know we're kind of turning into a run first team, and that's going to have to be what it is probably again. But if UTSA is smart, which I'm sure they are, they're just going to stack the box and they're going to make us pass. And we're going to have, Ani's going to have to pull a rabbit out of his hat to do this. I mean, it's going to take more than 50% completion rating. And that's not all Ani, obviously, that's the receivers too. But how do you see us winning that? How do you see us putting up 30 plus points?
Running the ball. I mean, just doing the same thing we've been doing all year, and I mean, it's worked most of the time. I said 2 weeks ago, I said Ani's breakout game would be UTEP. That didn't happen. And he did pretty good against FIU, but in reality, it's not going to be all on Ani because obviously it's not.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the outcome is going to be: will he make smart decisions? Can he get the big plays? He did not make any big plays until the end of the game against UTEP. When, of course, Travion Brown, who has been very, very successful recently. I think him and Lyles and Ward have vastly improved. It's going to be, can he make the big plays? Can he complete the big plays? And just more awareness. I mean, sometimes, I'm not trying to bash him right now, but he looks at the same guy and just throws it to him, and it's just not there. It's not going to all be on his shoulders, of course, but this is going to go through Ani because running the ball, UTSA is going to be defending the run. I mean, that's obvious. They're not dumb. Like you said, Jeff Traylor is a very, very smart coach. That's why he's been considered for so many hires. But North Texas is going to have to establish, first of all, you either established run or you establish pass, and you make them adjust. UTSA is very, very deep and experienced in the secondary. So it's going to be a test mainly for the wide receivers, the younger guys who are not very experienced in this. So putting up 35 points would be not like too high of an expectation, but it feels like it's kind of hard to get. I don't know. I mean, last week FIU's defense is bad. They weren't even playing. I mean, FIU was like, they just gave up at halftime. They clearly did. That game was, luckily North Texas, it was pouring rain. Luckily North Texas had some mercy, but just Ani needs to be more consistent. When he's more consistent, like last year, we were winning games. So that's why I think scoring 35 points, you have to complete the big plays. You have to finish the big plays, and you got to catch the ball.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I'm trying to look through. We did score 35 against Missouri. Again, some of it might have been garbage time points, but that's probably looking at our past scores. I mean, 30 against Rice, 26 against Liberty. Maybe there's a way. So we'll see. It's going to be fun. So, I mean, it should be a pretty.
Make sure to buy your tickets. Get your tickets now. If you don't have tickets for this game, come. 1 o'clock kickoff.
Yes, seriously.
I don't like how it's on ESPN. I don't like how it's on at 1 o'clock. I don't like that.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Get your tickets because this is one of the biggest games. This is the biggest game in Apogee Stadium history. There's a lot in the line, and it's a rival.
Said it. I think Justin Fields said the same thing. Or John Fields. What? Justin Fields.
Justin Fields is the
quarterback for the Bears. He's tuned into this game.
Too. He could have said, "Yeah, it's the biggest game."
He did. History. Yes, he did. John Fields said that. You said that. I don't really want to. I don't want to jump in with that because I'm too scared of what this could be. But anyway, but
I'm just there to see a good game. It will be a good game. I just feel it
is a rivalry. Throw out the records. JD said that. Throw out the record. It's a rivalry. Mm-hmm. Screw the injury. I mean, the injuries are what they are. I mean, we've got a lot of them. Screw it. Just go out there, and by God, please don't die.
Please can I just win for me so I can just talk so much to the UTSA people.
Oh gosh,
I need that. I need that power in my hands. I haven't had it ever.
You'd be like a pit bull.
SMU in 2018 was the last time I ever said anything that much.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I need it. We need it.
Yeah, you'd be like a pit bull without a leash, Miles. If they pull this off, I would. That'd be some fun social media entertainment. It really would be. All right, Miles. Anything else we need to touch on before we hop off here?
I don't think so. No.
All
Buy your
right. Well,
tickets.
buy your tickets. Go Mean Green. This is a big one.
Mhm.